Michael, you've taken on some very interesting worlds in your career. What was it about the cyber world, and why this story?
The thing about the cyber world was that, for me, it was a revelation. I, like most people, walked around thinking that I live in my own private world and I can control the access and egress of other things into it and close the door when I want and keep things out. And then the veil is lifted and you realize that's not your life at all. It's not any of our lives, and it's never going to be the same again. And so that meaning how totally porous we are, how vulnerable we are. It's almost as if we live in a kind of an invisible exoskeleton around the planet Earth, and swim in this ocean of interconnectedness and data. It's all around us, everything we do, and the degree of penetration and intrusion that had been going on was apparent 2.5 years ago. And I'm following it because we're making the movie, so we're kind of on it all the time. So you read about the TJ Maxx hack, and you read about Home Depot and all of these things, as well as defense industries and our American innovation hijacked by foreign countries, and so we were aware of it for quite a while. But the other thing about it was that it was the opportunity to tell a story about a guy who is native to this, meaning Hathaway, and a hacker, and somebody who's a working class guy from the south side of Chicago, son of a steel worker, really, really bright, wins a scholarship to MIT, gets jackpotted on an assault charge, and winds up doing 18 months in state prison, blows all that, blows the scholarship, blows his education, and then becomes a kind of navigationalist when he gets out. He becomes a very successful Blackhat hacker until he's caught. And he really did do the crime. And when we find him, he's doing 4 years in federal prison. When he's offered a conditional release if he'll aid a liaison group that's trying to identify and close down a cybercriminal network somewhere in the world. They don't know who this guy is. They don't know where he is. He's a ghost in the machine. And if Hathaway, who has some unique abilities, will do this, he's promised a potential, commutation. And so for him, it's like a guy who is, running from his past and, trying to take control of his future, and he may or may not have a future. And so to pull characters out of that, milieu was what was exciting.
Cinematically bringing that world to life, and your own style, right. How difficult was that? It seems like it would be kind of perfect fit for you.
To me, when I came to understand a little bit, and the family of people I was working with, when I came to understand a little bit of what goes on inside a computer and how these things really work. The fascinating, I try to think, how do I'm not interested in watching people type on a keyboard.
Yeah.
I want to be at the camera inside, inside these structures, some of the posts are like 20 atoms wide. You've got millions of transistors inside your cell phone chip, and so I want to see it from the inside out, and it's very dramatic. A hack of the deception. A rat, a remote access tool, is intruded into a system and opens up a back door and calls somebody in Jakarta, and then through that open back door, this guy is able to download a huge payload of malware that then takes over a system, and in our case, causes the cooling system of a nuclear reactor to break, causing a near meltdown in China with loss of human life. So it has a kinetic physical reaction. Another thing that was exciting to me was what motivates these people, and what motivates Hathaway as well as what motivates a Blackhat hacker, and that is that they can manipulate something like ones and zeros. You can manipulate code. But you could then use that to make something kinetic happen in the physical world. It has a physical reaction. And there's a high that these people get from that. And when I understood that, it was also real exciting.